Here's what's coming up on the programme today. Walking football is up and coming, and how's it going at Manchester City's Etihad Stadium?
Into football again, so I enjoy the games, I enjoy the camaraderie and the good bunch of guys that I'm playing with.
Local fighter Alex Murphy will aim to continue his undefeated professional record tonight. We have an exclusive interview with him later in the show.
He's really easy to work with, he listens, trains really hard, he's a coach's dream really.
And as the festive season approaches us, we sent Max Hayes out on a mission to find out about reusable crackers. The second phase of the new redevelopment plans to Regent Retail Park in Salford have been announced. Our reporter Mikołaj Maćkowiak was there to find out more.
I'm here at Regent Retail Park where I've currently counted over 100 cars in this car park today, and soon there will be none as the shops behind me are proposed to be knocked down and turned into apartments under the second phase of the new redevelopment plans to Regent Retail Park. The locals are outraged, campaigning and creating Facebook groups and petitions to say no to the apartments and to save Regent Retail Park. And as you can tell by how busy it is, it's clear that this Regent Retail Park acts as a vital resource for those who come here in terms of employment opportunities, but also their daily shopping and their necessities are met here. And with it being gone, where will the locals have to turn? Stu Wheeler, the associate architect developer for these plans, views it as a generational opportunity for Salford, and these shops are going to be gone, and in their place will be 3,200 new homes across 10 different buildings with 5 acres of open public space and 10,000 square metres of community and commercial space. One thing for certain, Sainsbury's behind me will remain open under this new proposal, but the fate of these shops here is unclear, and it's unclear as to what impact this will have for those who live here.
6 mysterious statues have appeared across Greater Manchester, but what does this mean for the local community? Rebecca, what can you tell us?
I'm here at Media City, where one of the 6 heads has made a drastic appearance. Over the course of the last few weeks across Greater Manchester, people young and old have really had the chance to reflect and meditate on the messages of mental health awareness. Supported by Jamie Horrocks Trust, Start and Mind, as well as the University of Salford, these heads have been getting a lot of credit and hope that more people will visit mental health charities. Now, the development director of U&I, who also supports this project, has stated that these sculptures are a wonderful idea. The blend of culture and nature is integral to those visiting Mayfield Park. The painter, Kelly Marr, has also stated that she has intentionally used bright and dark colours. Bright for hope and encouragement, and dark for those that are not as positive, such as anxiety and depression. There is also a QR code for more people to scan to find out more information about the project, where they can go to and who they can talk to.
In political news on Wednesday, Chancellor Jeremy Hunt released the annual autumn statement. We go over to our political correspondent, Bella Francis, for a brief summary.
This year's report was overwhelmingly positive. The Office for Budget Responsibility predict the economy will grow by 6% in the upcoming year, with it already being 1.8% larger than pre-COVID. Inflation is also expected to fall 2.8% by the end of 2024, although this means that we won't return to the 2% target until 2025, a year later than expected in the March budget. GDP is also on the rise, set to increase by 1.4% in 2025 and 1.9% in 2026. Hunt claims he is making the biggest set of welfare reforms in a decade, with universal credit and other benefits set to increase by 6.7%, with tougher requirements for those who claim to look for work. From April, state pensioners can also look forward to a rise of £900 a year. From January the 6th, the main rate of employed Class 1 national insurance contributions will be cut from 12% to 10%. The main rate of Class 4 self-employed NICs will be reduced from 9% to 8%, and the outdated Class 2 NIC categorisation will be abolished to reform and simplify the tax system. This plan would see taxes cut for 29 million working people across the UK. There will also be tax cuts in business investment, as the previous temporary full expensing policy will be made permanent. Whilst these are positive steps, it doesn't begin to cut into the tax increases that we've seen in the last few years under Tory leadership. Overall, this report is disappointing. The growth outlook has weakened since predictions in March, and inflation is expected to stay higher for longer. Labour Party Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves responded to the statement by claiming that what has been laid bare today is the full scale of the damage that this government has done to our economy over 13 years, and that nothing that has been announced today will remotely compensate. That's all for this year's autumn statement. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Bella. Home of the Salford Red Devils, the AJ Bell Stadium, is still facing a dispute over its ownership, with the club considering moving out of Salford. Our reporter Darcy Jackson has more.
The AJ Bell Stadium is still facing a crisis over its ownership. So the stadium is currently home to both Sale Sharks and Salford Red Devils. However, Salford Red Devils have said they may have to move out of the city if the issue continues. So currently the stadium is co-owned by the council and Peel Holdings. However, Peel have said they are set to sell their stake. Now, the council have actually offered to buy this stake, but some councillors are against this move. The managing director of Salford Red Devils, Paul King, has said, "We're Salford Red Devils for a reason. Our fan base is primarily in and around the city of Salford, and it feels a little bit of a death now if we were to move outside of the city. We're desperate to represent the city that we're representing really well. We have done consistently for quite some time now, and we're just hoping that we're recognised on the local authority level." Salford City Council Mayor Paul Dennett has said he is determined to keep the club within the city. However, the club's lease of the stadium runs out on December 1st. Now, from that point, it pretty much all is downhill for the club. You know, they won't have access to food and beverage incomes, they'll lose distributions of 1.31 million, and they may even have to drop out of the Super League by 2025. Now, Dennett has called on the support of the club and the wider community, now more than ever, to help prevent the club from folding.
Walking football is a sport that's growing massively within the UK and has many mental and health benefits for older people. Our reporter Tabitha Crowther has more.
Walking football was created to provide an alternative for people who struggle or may not be able to play traditional football due to a variety of reasons, including age, injury or other physical limitations. I've come down to Manchester City, who provide 4 free walking football sessions per week, and spoke to some of the men.
Well, I've been playing for 9 years since it started here at Manchester City, and it's the best thing that I've done because I didn't used to play football before. I played at school and later into my early 20s, but it's got me back into football again. So I enjoy the games, I enjoy the camaraderie and the good bunch of guys that I'm playing with. So all around, it's been much better for my mental health. I feel as though I'm doing something with my life.
I really look forward to the games, both the practice games where I play on a Monday and a Friday generally, and when we play in the league, which has got a bit of a competitive edge to it. I find it's so beneficial for your health, mental health, and a bit of comradeship and banter. It's absolutely great. So glad I found it.
I played football like thousands of others did throughout their youth and into their middle age, and when it stopped, which eventually it does for everybody, then it left a void really in my life. Football had been that important to me.
Walking football is the UK's fastest growing sport and is often played by 60,000 people in England alone. There are many mental and health benefits within this sport, as it can help you stay mobile as you get older, and it's also perfect for those with heart conditions who want an active lifestyle. Barry George is 74 years old and is one of the many people that walking football has helped.
Yeah, most definitely. With physical health, I've had a couple of heart attack scares, and since I've been doing this, I've had none at all.
Tabitha Crowther, Quays News.
Local fighter Alex Murphy will aim to continue his undefeated professional record tonight at the Bowlers Exhibition Centre in Trafford. Alex will be fighting Brian Marin. Our reporter Daniel Mercer caught up with them this week ahead of the fight.
Harlem Eubank, Arnold Barboza Jr. and Alex Murphy, what do they all have in common? They are all undefeated super light professional boxers. Alex Murphy is a professional boxer and he trains here in Salford at the Eccles Boxing School.
I was 8 years old at the time when I started, just for fitness. I'm 22 years old now, and I'm a 9-0 professional boxer. I'm very busy. I'd say I'm quite tall for the weight, so I like to stay long. But I also enjoy having a little tear up inside and working close. But for my style, I'd say I'm a front foot fighter, but I like counter punching as well.
Alex is coached by Brian Gardner, who's been training boxers for over 20 years.
He's really easy to work with. He listens, trains really hard. He's a coach's dream, really. Alex is my first professional, well, my first ranking professional, and he's doing really good at the moment.
Alex is hoping to make it 10 pro wins tonight against Argentinian fighter Brian Mariana.
So he's against a guy called Brian Mariana, who's a really tough, like Argentinian kind of guy. We've worked plans out, we've worked game plans out. It'll be his hardest fight up to now, and it's definitely a step up.
We've done our homework on the guy. We know he's tough, we know he's durable, so we're not going in there, trying to force a knockout. It'd be nice if it came, but yeah, we're just going in there to get the win and get the job done.
Alex will be looking for his 10th professional win here at the Bowlers Exhibition Centre in Trafford. Daniel Mercer, Quays News.
Well, it's getting close to Christmas with December approaching, and with the need to be more eco-friendly than ever, Max Haves went to find out one of the businesses is taking an eco-friendly initiative this holiday season.
154 million crackers will be pulled on Christmas Day, which also means there'll be millions of cheesy jokes said out loud. But behind that festive fun, how eco-friendly are we at Christmas time?
I was working with a fair trade factory in Nepal at the time, so I had them make, they were just sort of traditional round crackers made of handmade paper. But the thing is, the paper was so beautiful, it felt such a shame to just throw them away after you pulled them. Sustainability should be in the design process. So this is a product that you think, okay, not just designing a product, but designing the kind of thinking about the end of life. How's it going to be used or reused? How's it going to be disposed of?
What looks like a big business may just be a small one from your home. B. Thackeray in 2013 started Keep This Cracker, a company based right here in Salford from her little office in her house, on a mission to try and stop the amount of waste from Christmas crackers. As the festive season is upon us, plenty of us do this every year, but 100 million estimated go in the bin. But B is on the challenge to stop that amount of waste going into the bin every single year.
With an estimated 154 million crackers pulled each Christmas, if I laid end to end, they could stretch from the UK all the way to the North Pole 8 times. 99% of Christmas crackers end up in the bin, and Christmas Day and Boxing Day combined make up 6% of the UK's total annual carbon emissions. These crackers are all handmade with low noise eco snaps, pet friendly and all reusable. Not a single piece of plastic is used.
Where the idea of the two parts came in, and then the whole idea of, right, well, we need to design something that you can actually reuse. And the beauty of that shape as well, it means that you can fold the snaps through the slots at each end, which means you don't need to use glue, it's not really messy.
And as we enter this busy Christmas period for retail, B will be hoping to hit record sales and continue making an effort to be more eco-friendly than ever. Max Hayes, Quays News in Salford.
3, 2, 1.
Nice. Cracking report from you there, Max. And that's all from us today.
Thanks for watching Quays News.